All right, Lakers fans, listen up, because there's a lot to unpack about what's going on with LeBron James right now. The latest reports are saying that LeBron probably won't return to the court until sometime around the middle of November. And before anyone starts panicking, let's take a breath and really think about what that means. We're talking about a 41-year-old superstar in his 23rd season, someone who's done everything there is to do in this league. He's been through every possible grind, every playoff run, every finals, and at this point, it's not about proving he can still play. It's about making sure that when the real games matter in April, May, and hopefully June, his body is ready to go. This isn't some random setback. It's a calculated, disciplined decision from one of the smartest basketball minds ever. LeBron's dealing with sciatica, and that's not the kind of thing you mess around with. You can't just wake up one morning and say, "All right, I'm fine. Let's go drop 30. Sciatica affects mobility, explosiveness, even posture. It's painful and tricky to manage. And for someone who's been logging heavy minutes for 2 decades, the Lakers know better than to push it too soon. The good news is that this doesn't sound like anything major or career-threatening. It's more about being cautious, about preserving what's left of that greatness for when it's really needed. Now, this decision also tells us something about where LeBron's head is at. A few years ago, he might have rushed back to prove he could still dominate night after night, chasing those All-NBA or MVP accolades. But that's not the mission anymore. He's been there, done that, got the trophies, got the banners, got the records. What's missing? Another ring. That's the one thing left driving him. He doesn't care about individual numbers at this point. He's chasing team success, legacy success, that 5th ring that puts him one step closer to Jordan's 6, one step closer to the argument finally ending once and for all. So what we're seeing here is a veteran who understands the long game. LeBron's not thinking about October or even November. He's thinking about April. He's thinking about what shape he'll be in when the Lakers need him most. And for the first time in a while, it looks like the Lakers have a roster built to survive without him for a bit. Guys like Luka Doncic, who's been taking more of the ball-handling load, and Austin Reeves, who continues to grow every season, can shoulder that responsibility. They've been working all offseason for moments like this, to show they can carry the team when LeBron takes a step back. From everything we've heard, LeBron's been putting in serious work off the ball. He's been focusing on catch-and-shoot threes, improving his efficiency without having to control every possession. That's a sign of evolution. We've seen LeBron adapt before. He went from explosive slasher to methodical playmaker, and now he's shaping himself into that hybrid floor spacer who can still command the game when he wants to. If he's truly buying into this new role, where he lets Luka and Austin run the show while he picks his spots, that's dangerous for the rest of the league. Because a rested LeBron, a LeBron who doesn't need to carry everything for 82 games, is still one of the most terrifying players in basketball. What this also does is give the Lakers a rare opportunity to test themselves. Think about it. If LeBron's going to miss the first 14 or 15 games of the season, that's a solid sample size. That's about a month's worth of basketball where the team can figure out what they actually have. They'll see if the chemistry is real, if the rotation works, and what adjustments need to be made. Maybe the team looks sharp, goes 12-3 in that stretch, and suddenly there's no rush at all to bring LeBron back early. Maybe they're hovering around 500, struggling on defense, and that highlights what pieces they still need: more perimeter defense, more 3-and-D wings, maybe a stronger backup center. The point is, the Lakers now get to evaluate themselves without having to worry about balancing LeBron's minutes and usage. They can experiment with lineups, test different combinations, and see who's ready to step up. Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt. These guys are going to get real chances to prove their value. When LeBron's on the floor, those minutes are limited. He plays 30-plus minutes a night, touches the ball on almost every possession, and naturally, other players have to fit around that. But now, without him, the coaching staff can open things up, give players more freedom, and build confidence across the roster. That's something people underestimate: confidence. When younger players or new additions know the team trusts them to carry bigger roles, it can change everything. It makes them sharper, hungrier, more engaged. By the time LeBron returns, they'll have found their rhythm, their spots on the floor, their timing. Then when he slides back into the lineup, it's not just about adding talent. It's about adding leadership to an already functioning system. Of course, there's always the concern about chemistry. You don't want to get to December still figuring out how to play with your best player. But with LeBron, that's not a major worry. This guy's basketball IQ is ridiculous. He can walk into any gym with any roster and instantly make it work. He's one of those rare players who elevates everyone around him without needing weeks of practice. The real key here is his health. As long as he's right physically, the chemistry will follow. And honestly, the timing makes sense. If he comes back around mid-November, he'll have missed roughly 14 or 15 games. That's manageable. The Lakers' early schedule isn't brutal. They've got the Warriors, Timberwolves, Kings, Blazers, Grizzlies, and then teams like the Heat, Spurs, Hawks, Hornets, Thunder, and Pelicans in early November. Those are winnable games, especially if Luka and Reeves are in rhythm. So even without LeBron, this team should be competitive. Now, if the Lakers go on a hot streak, say they start 12-3, don't be surprised if LeBron decides to extend his rest a little bit. At that point, there's no need to rush back and risk re-aggravating anything. He's not chasing regular season awards, he's chasing rings. Missing a few more games to ensure he's fully ready for the grind ahead would be the smart call. And look, this also helps with load management in the long run. Every game he skips now is one less night of wear and tear later. That matters for someone in his 23rd season. We've seen what happens when veterans push too early. They lose gas when it matters most. This slower approach could actually extend LeBron's effectiveness deep into the postseason. Another underrated benefit here is what this period does for team identity. The Lakers have been in that awkward spot for years, trying to balance the old guard with the new core. This stretch, without LeBron, forces the young guys to take ownership. Luka, Reeves, and DeAndre Ayton, they're the future, the ones the franchise is investing heavy money in. Seeing how those three mesh together without LeBron is going to be crucial. Can they play at a high level? Can they lead the team? Because once LeBron eventually retires, that's the trio that's supposed to carry the torch. This early test will show if that plan actually works. If it does, great. The Lakers know they've got something special. If it doesn't, then at least they know what's missing before the trade deadline. That's the kind of clarity teams dream of having this early in the season. So, yeah, losing LeBron for the first month might sound scary on paper, but in reality, it could be one of the best things to happen for the Lakers' long-term success. And for LeBron personally, it's a reminder that he doesn't have to be Superman every night anymore. He can coast through stretches, save his legs, pick his moments. When the playoffs come around, that's when he can put the cape back on. Until then, the best move he can make is the one he's making right now. Resting, recovering, and letting the team find its identity. Because when he comes back, make no mistake, everything changes. The energy changes. The defense tightens. The pace shifts. That's the LeBron effect. But when that version of LeBron joins a confident, battle-tested squad that's already learned how to win without him, that's when you get a championship-caliber team. And that's exactly what the Lakers are hoping for. All right, let's dive even deeper into what this early season absence of LeBron James means for the Lakers and the ripple effect it could have throughout the team. One of the first things to understand is that this isn't just about rest or recovery. It's about creating a space for evaluation, growth, and experimentation, something that's extremely valuable in a league where small adjustments can make or break a season. The Lakers have invested heavily in Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and DeAndre Ayton, and this stretch without LeBron gives them a unique chance to see how those three can function as the nucleus of the team. It's one thing to watch them play when LeBron is on the floor, taking a huge portion of the attention and responsibility, and another to watch them in real-time situations where they are the primary options. This is the kind of trial by fire that shows exactly what works, what doesn't, and what still needs to be addressed. When you break it down, this isn't just about offense. Defense is equally critical. The Lakers have been trying to find a balance between athleticism on the perimeter, protecting the paint, and maintaining a cohesive rotation. Without LeBron, we get a clear window into how well the supporting cast can cover gaps, communicate on switches, and execute team schemes. Players like Jared Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura are going to see expanded roles, and those minutes are invaluable. They're not just filling in the box score. They're learning how to anticipate, make decisions under pressure, and manage the flow of the game when they can't rely on LeBron's sheer presence to cover mistakes. That kind of experience is hard to replicate in practice. Real game scenarios, especially early in the season, are where rotations solidify and habits are either reinforced or exposed. Now consider the offensive side. LeBron taking a back seat early opens up opportunities for Luka and Austin to dominate in ways they might not have been able to if LeBron had been on the floor from the very first tip-off. Luka's court vision, decision-making, and scoring ability can shine, but he also learns what it means to run the offense without the safety net of a superstar like LeBron. That's critical for his growth, for understanding pacing, reading defenses, and knowing when to take over versus when to create for others. Austin Reeves, who has been steadily improving, also get the chance to show leadership, improve his shot selection, and build confidence as a go-to option. These are the types of growth experiences that can elevate a player from solid contributor to true difference maker. What's fascinating about this approach is that it aligns with LeBron's own evolution as a player. In past seasons, he carried the load from start to finish. But now, at 41, the goal is preservation and timing. He's working off the ball, refining skills like catch-and-shoot threes, which means that when he finally steps back on the court, he can maximize efficiency without expending unnecessary energy. It's the difference between playing to survive a season and playing to dominate when it counts most. It's also a mental adjustment. He's embracing the role of strategic contributor rather than primary workhorse, and that mindset shift is massive for a team trying to integrate young talent with veteran leadership. And let's talk about the sample size. Missing roughly 14 to 15 games gives the Lakers just enough data to evaluate trends, strengths, and weaknesses. It's early enough to make adjustments before patterns become entrenched, but long enough to see how the team reacts under pressure. If they start the season on a hot streak without LeBron, that tells management they might not need drastic changes. If there are struggles, then the coaching staff knows exactly where reinforcement is needed. In many ways, this period acts as a controlled experiment. You have a baseline performance without LeBron, which allows for precise measurement of impact, improvement, and deficiencies. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the basketball world is buzzing with speculation after LeBron James dropped a comment that sent shockwaves through Lakers fans and the NBA rumor mill alike. Speaking candidly in a recent interview, LeBron reportedly said, "If he comes, it's because they don't need me anymore at the Lakers." The cryptic remark has sparked a flurry of debates across sports networks, fan forums, and social media platforms, with everyone trying to decode whom the King might have been referring to and what it could mean for the future of the franchise. Sources close to the Lakers claim the comment came during a casual conversation about potential roster changes, and the name of the player in question remains tightly under wraps. Speculation is rampant, ranging from young rising stars in the league to established superstars whose potential signing could dramatically reshape the Lakers lineup. Some analysts suggest LeBron's statement hints at a possible trade or big acquisition in the works, one that could signal a changing of the guard in Los Angeles. Others argue it might simply be LeBron expressing the inevitable challenges of aging as a superstar in a league always hungry for the next big talent. Fans have taken to social media with hashtags and memes, dissecting the words "don't need me anymore," with some seeing it as a subtle warning to the front office. Tread carefully when trying to build around or even replace a legend. Meanwhile, insiders suggest LeBron's comments were delivered with a mix of humor and seriousness, an enigmatic blend that keeps the rumor mill churning. Could this be the prelude to a blockbuster trade or signing that reshapes the Lakers' championship hopes? Or is it just another classic LeBron quip meant to ignite conversation? Only time will tell. Regardless, the NBA landscape seems poised for drama, as rival teams watch closely, eager to exploit any hint of tension or transition in Los Angeles. LeBron's words have done more than tease fans. They've set the stage for one of the most intriguing off-season storylines in years. Speculation is mounting, whispers are growing louder, and every Lakers game, every interview, every press conference will now be analyzed under this new, electrifying lens. The question remains, who is the mysterious figure that could make the Lakers not need LeBron James anymore? And what does that mean for the Kings' legacy in Los Angeles? For now, the league holds its breath, and fans continue to debate, dream, and dissect every possible scenario that could come from one single, tantalizing comment. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.